Okay, friends. It is June 16th of 2023, and I thought I'd do kind of a confessional here of what's going on, my thoughts are as a father and husband, and when it comes to selling everything, buying the RV and truck, and hitting the road. Okay, so I want to be as real as possible because I know some of you who are watching this are just curious, like what's really going on, what's the emotions in the background, all these things that are absolutely in play when it comes to doing something like this. So I'll start by saying that my initial confession is that we are excited. We wouldn't even attempt this if we weren't truly excited for the possibilities that are ahead of us. Okay, we it's the unknown, the adventure, the exploration. There's just something electric about it. There's something that makes both of us, all of us, the whole family, feel alive and excited for what's to come. And nothing can replace that feeling, right? But just to be clear, I mean, some would say, well, that sounds like a risk and a gamble, but I assure you I'm not a gambler, and I only play to win whatever I do. And so, this is a family decision. This is something that my wife and I have talked about. I would argue that we are contrarians. What does that mean? Well, contrarians in that, there's what everyone else does, and then we don't do the opposite of the masses just to be opposite of the masses, but we just do it because we pray on it, we research it, we just want to make sure that we're making the right decisions for our family. And so this is one of those decisions that timing wise we are rushing into it. I'm going to be honest, we are rushing into it simply because there are a lot of factors that are out of our control, and we're trying to beat the clock on those factors. So, for instance, it is, like I said, it's June 16th, 2023. We are clearly in a weird political, economic time, okay? And this is on a global and national scale. And we live in Texas. And so, Texas is a state where a lot of other people are migrating to. So I'm not terribly worried about selling my house, but I do want to sell my home in the summertime. And because we made our decision 3 weeks ago, we are rushing to get our house ready. And it's a big house, and there's a lot of rooms, and my kids have been hard on it the last 5 years. My boy especially, love him, but he's just he's been hard on it. And so we're having to kind of clean up the house, make sure it's ready to go, and we're doing all that from 3 weeks ago. No, 2 weeks ago, but effectively 3 weeks to market. Made the decision. Now we're trying to get the house ready, purge all the excess stuff, and the stuff that I am selling, I mean, things that I just never thought I would sell, ever, I'm selling, okay? I've asked family, do you want this because of whatever reason, they're pretty well chock full of whatever they have and want. Things that I thought I would keep in the family, I'm not, because at the end of the day, they're all stuff. And I will tell you this is another thing that I found interesting. I mean, I used to go to estate sales, especially when they're in my area, because one, I'm nosy. I want to see what other houses have, but I also love looking at the things that people have held on to, and the stories that they probably tell with that item. And yet, I found myself in the more recent estate sales just realizing that at the end of the day, these are people who held on to stuff, and they're either dead or they're in a nursing home and they're not long for the earth, okay? And so it was starting to hit me where I'm like, what's the point of all the stuff? Where's the life and the living? And so I just I think about that as part of the equation of what we're getting into and why we're doing what we're doing and why we're doing it now. So understand this. Here's another thing. I'm a father and a husband, and my home is my fortress. If you are a father and or a husband, you can't help but think about what it takes to protect your family. And so I want to protect my family financially, spiritually, physically, emotionally, okay? And all of those factors are hitting me heavy and hard. And right in the middle of one of the most tumultuous times that we've probably experienced in this lifetime, we are making a very, very bold decision to sell it all. My fortress, my home is my fortress. I have my long-term food storage, my water, I have my guns and my ammo, I have my gold and my silver, and I mean, more stuff than I could ever possibly fit in a RV on its own, let alone the stuff, that we need to survive and live just inside of it. And, so there's a security aspect that I'm letting go of, which means I'm letting go of the physical security, but I'm leaning into the spiritual security. I'm just being real here. I have faith that we're going to be just fine. I have faith that when it all comes down, we're going to be just fine. Because at the end of the day, we're in God's hands, okay? And that is my prayer, and that nothing will be put on us that we can't handle, okay? No matter how trying it might be. And it doesn't matter if we're out there on the road and living in God's country where we're seeing all the beautiful land that He created for us, or we're right here at home hunkered down under our concrete roof, which it really does have a forever concrete tile roof on it, on this house. But and my neighbors, I love my neighbors, and my family that's around here. We're literally uprooting everything. And so, yeah, I'm being honest. The concern is there, but it's not so overpowering that I'm going to stop. And because we're doing this as a family, it's not my decision, it's our decision. We are, there's no looking back. We've sold stuff that we, sure we could get back, but, it's such a statement to have sold what we've sold and go, well, there's no, this is it. We did this. We're committed. And we haven't even gotten the truck and trailer yet. Like you want to talk about a very interesting place. Like, I feel like if anything, I'm racing the clock on selling my house, everything in it, to get it, purging it, to get it ready for market, which we hit market in 15 days-ish, okay, July 1st. And I've got, sprinkler guys and paint and drywall, electric guys and handymen and, roofers. Everybody's coming out to get this house ready. And even if we sell this house, we still don't have the truck or the trailer, okay? Because part of the contingency is I don't want to commit to the truck and or the trailer without knowing this home is sold. And how do I know this home is sold is whenever it's pretty much under contract and we're days out from closing. Because I know full well that just because you got a home under contract doesn't mean that it's absolutely sold. Any number of things can go wrong. And I don't want to be hitched to a home, a truck, and a trailer and all of the payments that go into that. I don't want that all at the same time. So there's a fine line balancing act between where we're at right now and what we're trying to accomplish and the timeline we're doing it in. And so it is very, very real. And, even trying to imagine what life would be like. In my head, I've got this utopian idea. And maybe you've had it too when you think about this. In my head, I've got this utopian idea where, the things that are problems with living in a home lifestyle, a rooted lifestyle, will no longer be problems anymore. And I know that is completely utopian, but there are things that I'm like, yeah, I know that's not going to be a problem anymore, like stupid excess laundry. Oh my goodness. Just absolutely ridiculous laundry all the time. Will there be laundry? Absolutely. But effectively, each of us will have enough wardrobe to fit in one of our laundry runs alone, right? Meaning I might have enough wardrobe to do 5 or 6 or 7 loads of laundry if it was all dirty and I had to put it all in. Same for my wife, probably my kids, 2-3 loads. I don't know, just stupid amount of excess laundry. And I look at that and go, man, it's going to be great when we don't have that anymore. We're just going to have the essentials and we're going to wear the same clothes, regularly. And I'm fine with that. Totally fine with that. With my business, I'm online, wherever I've got Wi-Fi, and if I'm meeting with people on Zoom, I've got a polo shirt that is my primary shirt that I wear online, so that I got one outfit. I mean, I wear shorts underneath, not gonna lie, like I'm comfortable, but I'm able to help my clients and customers. I'm not worried about that. I don't know what clothes I'm gonna need for the climate I'll be in when we're out there living, but we'll deal with that at the time. I'm trying to go into the camper with as lean as possible with our supplies, our clothes, our everything. Will I be taking a little bit of the stuff that I told you earlier? Probably. I've got to make decisions on that, on what's going to go with me and how I'm going to spread things out. I think about the dishes. Oh my goodness. I mean, I do all the cooking. I do the cooking, and I clean up after the cooking, and then, but we save like the jelly jars, and we use those as our kid cups. Well, every time we go through a jelly, we save the jar. So we've got these 2 dozen jelly jars that are kid cups, and my kids will go and grab a jar and take a drink, and they'll leave it on the counter, and then halfway through the day they'll go grab another jar because apparently the first one's dirty. And no matter how much I tell them, stop grabbing more jars, it's just more dishes, it just happens. Why? Because it's there. Because the lifestyle lends itself to these poor habits, and I know that it's my job to teach them. Well, by golly, I'm going to do it. So this brings me to my probably final point for my confession here this morning, and that is, I've got friends, and even myself, okay, where I've talked to, and my response has been, if you're gonna bitch about it, what are you gonna do about it? If you're gonna complain about it, what are you willing to do about it? And so this is me talking to myself. There are things that I am not happy with in the way that my family is experiencing life, and that doesn't mean that I'm unhappy with my family. It's just that we're in an age where kids don't go outside and play anymore. I mean, I've got a big, fat, comfortable house, and my kids. Bubba.
I need a Band-Aid.
A Band-Aid? What happened?
Well, I heard like this blowing noise, and I wanted to go see what it was, but it stopped. But I still went to go check, but I accidentally fell on the road, and I got this.
So you went outside and you were playing and looking and stuff?
No, I wasn't playing.
But you did go outside, right? High five on that.
But I want a Band-Aid.
You need a Band-Aid? Can you get some toilet paper, put it on your knee? Because it's not really bleeding, it's just kind of skin. But if you dab it, it'll be fine.
Okay.
All right? Good job, Bubba. Thank you for telling me. So, what timing? So here's the deal. My kids are comfortable inside. We have a generation of children, it seems, that are being raised indoors. They're on screens and video games and television. My kids don't have video games, but that doesn't mean we have one television in the house, just so you know. But that doesn't mean they don't know how to jump on mama's computer and pull up YouTube and it's frustrating. But it's because they're comfortable. They're in the house, They've got plenty of space here to move around. I could sell the house, go to a smaller house, and would I solve the problem? Maybe, maybe not. But what are they going to go outside for? What's out there in town, in an urban city, that a kid can go out and do? Because let's be real, the reason we keep our kids indoors is because we're worried about what's out there, about our kids playing in the streets without us watching them all the time. And so, does life on the road solve that problem? I don't know. But I gotta believe that at the very least, all of us will be outside more, just because of not wanting to be in 250 square foot of living space all the time, right? And so I just think about these things, and I just felt like I need to confess it to you, so you know the truth about what's going on behind the scenes here. And so, is it going to stop it? Do I have fears? Concerns? Sure. I'm not afraid of any of this. My concern is not getting this house sold before whatever impending market collapse may be on the horizon happens. Just being real. Maybe this is a premature thought. Maybe it never happens. But that is one of my concerns, and that is the primary one for the timing of all this, is to get sold before things get very strange, which then puts us in another predicament of being out there on the road.
Dad, I kind of just wanted a Band-Aid.
Okay. Let me wrap this up, and then I'll get you one, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, with that, I'm going to go get him a Band-Aid, and I'm really proud of him. He's outside, curious, listening to a leaf blower, wanted to check it out. But we're going to go take care of that. But that's it. That's my my morning rant and update for what's going on. And if you got comments or questions and you're just curious, maybe there's something I didn't address that you have a question about, drop it in there. Let me know. Also, be sure to like the page and subscribe. That way, whenever I'm on here ranting more, or maybe we'll get the kids on here, or we're just updating you in general about where we're at and what's going on, you can see the real life documentary of us going from home lifestyle to living on the road. All right? Y'all take care. Until next time.